Okay, our topic is rehabilitation ought not to be valued above retribution in the United States criminal system. I want to start by saying that my team does not want to take out rehabilitation out of the programs already present, but we want to limit the rehab. I will argue the social and economic impact of the prisoner after retribution, and my partner will then argue the effect retribution and rehabilitation has on the justice system. Criminals should feel bad once out of prison because you have been punished for a reason. You don't get punished for doing whatever you want. You get punished for your crimes. When criminals get out of prison, it is much harder for them to get jobs and to do other things because they have this on their record. America ought to be able to help extend sometimes, but most of all, they need to be punished. If the criminals are punished well and good enough, then they won't want to commit the crime again. They will even tell others, don't do this because this will happen. According to the death penalty, retribution, and penal policy, retribution is to restore an objective order rather than to satisfy a subjective craving for revenge. This is a fact that retribution is put into place not to satisfy the criminal, but to make them pay for their crimes and not to have them do it again. This is why we think that retribution should be valued more than rehabilitation. You might even say that rehab will help them get on their feet, but what if they do a crime and they don't get punishment? Then they think, oh, I can do it again. All they're going to do is give me rehab. Retribution is needed and it's more important because it will break the criminal. According to the Athenaeum Library of Philosophy, because they deserve it is the most often given response to the question, why should offenders be punished? Followed closely by, to deter them from committing the further crime. This quote shows my point that the main idea of retribution is for the criminal not to do it again. Also, criminals are jailed for a reason, to keep them away from society. Criminals affect those around them more if they are not in jail. But if they are jailed, they will not be such a problem and can suffer from their crimes. Isolation gives them time to think about what they have done and why they will not do it again. Economically, it costs less to keep prisoners in jail than on the streets. If criminals are on the street, they can cause way more damage than in jail. According to the article in Times Magazine entitled "Prison is a Bargain," the annual cost of keeping a criminal in jail is $25,000, and the total social and economic cost to society of allowing the median offender to remain at large is $70,998. That is a $45,098 difference than being in jail and being on the streets. This shows that they can cause more damage outside of jail. So while the court may not want to jail small offenders, it is the major common offenders that need to be jailed. Thank you.
2 minutes to cross
Oh,
examine.
I'll start.
Yes, ma'am.
My first question is, you said something about limiting rehab.
Yes.
Okay. If you limit the rehab, you do understand that we are talking more on minor offenders than major offenders, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So what type of criminals are you referring to?
I mean, any type of criminal needs to be punished, but I mean, all criminals need to be punished, but it doesn't matter what type of crime you commit, you need to be punished for.
I agree with you on the punishment. However, do you not feel like rehabilitation can help some form of criminals?
Rehabilitation can help, but if you always give them rehab, they'll always think, well, I can commit a crime again. Why shouldn't I?
You said retribution can break a criminal. What do you mean by break? Does it mean mentally hurt them or physically?
Mentally. Because if you break them down mentally, they will not want to commit the crime again. They'll even tell their other friends and their peers, oh, don't do this crime again, because if you do this, this will happen, and I don't want that to happen.